Welcome to day 315 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in CloutFeed. So yesterday there's a good deal of news, Brian. I think we can start off by talking about how Alex Velitis summarized the Miami Hack Week.
Yeah, he made a post on DeSo.org yesterday, and then he shared it out to the communities on Twitter and on Facebook. And on DeSo, and it was interesting. I mean, a lot of the information we knew because we've been following along throughout the last week. But he made a few points, and he gave a few more details about what exactly went down last week in Miami. And I think first and foremost, he mentioned that the DeSo-based app entries into the Miami hackathon were actually greater than Solana, Polygram, and Ethereum.
Wow.
That's impressive, and I think it's because it's so easy to build onto DeSo. Uh, he also said he spoke to Anthony Pompliano. If you don't know who he is, he's a big crypto Bitcoin enthusiast. He has his own podcast. He's on CNBC all the time. He's known for kind of being a Bitcoin maximalist, but he actually agreed with Alex that the future is going to be multi-chained. And you don't really hear that from a Bitcoin maximalist usually, but Anthony's a smart guy, and I think he understands the way the ecosystem is shaping up. He also agreed that putting social on the blockchain was very compelling. Alex didn't mention if Pomp was going to be coming onto DeSo and being active or not. Hopefully he will eventually. We'll see, I guess. Alex also mentioned that he met Jason Devlin, Yazin, as well as Michael Mara from Entra. I saw Michael last night on Entra. DeSo had an Entra meetup in the video chat, so that was really cool. Hopefully we have him on again soon. Sorry, we got off topic, but he said all three of those guys played a crucial role at the meetup and the hackathon in kind of sharing information about DeSo and kind of, I guess, helping new developers understand what they were getting into. Alex spent hours talking to excited developers. He said most of them never heard of DeSo. And he went over the list of winners. I think we did this before, so I'll just quickly do it. The winning DeSo hackathon winner was DeSo Wrapped, followed by Niche 3IO, Passport, ThreadHive, Frills, DeSo Chats by DeSo No Code, and Super Wallet by Brutal. And the blog post can be found on DeSo.org. It's pretty informative. Go read it. That was just a summary.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of cool apps coming out of the Miami Hack Week. And I think we're going to see more as more hackathons are being undertaken by DeSo. So I'm excited to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of development going on top of DeSo in the coming weeks and months ahead. And one app that's been out for quite some time, CreaTiers, they're like a Fiverr type app built on top of DeSo, where if you're a creator, you can offer your services for a certain amount of DeSo and others can buy your services. So what they're doing, they're running a competition and a giveaway, I guess you could call it, running from one of these giveaways is running from January 31st, which was a few days ago, through February 15th. And that one, when you post a service that you're offering on CreaTiers and you make a sale, somebody purchases your service, both you and your client are going to receive 0.01 CreaTiers coin, creator coin on DeSo. So I think that's a great incentive to, check out CreaTiers. And, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, there's a lot of different services you can offer. And there's people out there who want to utilize your services. So definitely check that out and list some of your services if you think you can be of help to others.
Yeah.
Additionally,
I just want to add CreaTiers. If you don't know them, Rand here is the one running it along with Scott's Coin. They're both doing a remarkable job. We want to get them on the show, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. But I think it's one of the underappreciated nodes, and it strays greatly from all the other nodes in that it operates differently and it has different functionality. So just check it out, and I think you'll be really surprised and kind of excited. It's one of those nodes that will require, I think, a greater number of daily active users before it really excels, but I think it's there and it's ready to excel when that happens.
You're having trouble focusing today, Brian. I didn't even get to finish my point and you interrupted. So I want to say that competition, that giveaway is only for your very first completed transaction. But then also each week for the next 5 weeks, they're going to be giving away the top earners. They're going to be getting 0.1 CreaTiers creator coin, the top earner. And also the top client is going to be receiving 0.1 CreaTiers coin. You can check out all the details and probably understand it a little better than me explaining it to you by reading the post that they made on their DeSo account. Just check out CreaTiers on DeSo. It's CreaTiers. And also their website, creatiers.co. Definitely check it out. But I love what they're doing. It's one of those apps that have been out for quite some time. And I think they have a lot of potential, especially as more and more people come onto the platform.
Yeah, I mean, clearly I was excited about it. Sorry, I cut you off. But yeah, definitely check them out.
I may have you find a replacement. Matreshka, are you looking for a new job?
I think Tiny Elf did a good job yesterday. What do you think?
Tiny can just work on his speech impediment a little bit. I think he would be perfect. It was just so hard to understand him. DeSocial World, they're teaming up again. This time they're teaming up with VibeHut, and they're going to be integrating with VibeHut. They're in talks right now. It appears as though they're on their way to having a link on DeSocial World that will direct to VibeHut. And Brian, you've used VibeHut a lot. Can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, and we wanted to have them on the show too soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. But basically, there's these one-on-one conversations, chats that you can go in and have, and there's different types of groups and stuff. You really got to kind of check it out to really understand it. The layout is really great. The user interface, I really love the user interface. They did a really good job. And I think this is another one of those nodes, or not nodes, but apps that will excel once you get more users, daily active users on the protocol.
Yeah, and Ada with DeSocial World, I love what he's doing. He's teaming up with all these other nodes to bring features into DeSocial World. So congrats to him. And Dharmesh yesterday, he mentioned something that we haven't heard for a while. You want to talk about that, Brian?
Yeah, if you go back a few months, you might recall that Dharmesh bought the link and the linked DeSo accounts. And he did so with the intention of possibly, maybe in the future, launching a LinkedIn version of DeSo, a node that is run like LinkedIn, but on the DeSo blockchain. And over the last couple months, it's kind of faded away. We haven't heard much of it. I know we own some coin in it. But yesterday, in regards to the Postgres issues that a lot of people are having, Dharmesh actually mentioned linked. And this is what he said, actually. He said, quote, "I'm eagerly awaiting the Postgres functionality working again. It's one of those things that linked depends on, which has been on the back burner for a while," end quote. So it appears that it's still in his mind. He's still considering if he's going to do it. Maybe he has actually already started doing something with it, but it's not ready yet. So at least the hope of a link to run by Dharmesh is still alive.
It's going to be interesting to see how this differs from Entra, because Entra is kind of like a modernized LinkedIn version that's running on the DeSo blockchain. So I'll be interested to see what different ideas Dharmesh comes up with if he does eventually launch Linked as a service on DeSo.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And speaking of Postgres and Dharmesh wanting Postgres to be fixed, Lazy Nina has fixed Postgres. And
wait, hold on. Yay! Sorry, I'm excited. We've been waiting.
These celebrations aren't going to be celebrations anymore if you do this every day. It takes the fun and excitement out of the celebrations.
A daily celebration's always in order.
So Lazy Nina has fixed Postgres, and I know we've been waiting for this eagerly with NFTZ, as we couldn't sync up correctly. A lot of stats were out of date. Even some user accounts weren't showing up on NFTZ because Postgres wouldn't sync up. So it appears it's fixed. I know at NFTZ, we are currently syncing up and it should be ready in a day or two. Everything should be resynced. I guess that's the word I used. But thanks a lot to Tyne and M. Van Halen, Martijn, and Stargazer for the work they put in on the GitHub to try and figure this out and put some fixes in. But also thanks so much to Lazy Nina and Natter. I know Natter played a role in moving this to the top of his priority. So thanks again, and I'm glad it's been fixed.
Yeah, and we can finally move on with NFTZ, and we have a lot of exciting things about to roll out in the coming weeks. So finally, we get to we can show off what we've been working on.
Yeah, and yesterday, DeSo No Code's Tony Lewis put out a video introducing the new content vaults. And these content vaults are going to allow people to access different vaults of content, videos, URLs, images, PDFs, text, whatever you want pretty much. Based on if you own an NFT, if you own a certain DAO coin, if you own a creator coin, or even if you have like a certain repetition score or a coin price, really any variable on DeSo, you're going to be able to limit to who can view what's in a certain vault. And we actually saw this earlier, I guess it was late last year, middle of last year, with Nigel, Eclays, and Roebuck. They created an app called Flick App on BitClout when it was BitClout. And we haven't really heard much about Flick App. I know Nigel has kind of taken it to other chains as well. But this idea it's really a good idea and I really like it. And we'll see, do people start using this new solution by Tony Lewis and DeSo No Code?
Yeah, and it's just one of many apps that they promise to roll out. And I think the more the merrier. I think as long as the apps have functionality, people are going to figure out ways to use them. And this is definitely something that I think, judging by Flick App and the excitement around it, that it's definitely something that could be utilized. And I know that Nigel's, I think he probably got frustrated with the number of users here, and they spent a lot of money, so they moved to another chain. But ultimately, I think this is definitely a feature that could be utilized to a great extent.
It's funny, if you Google Flick App, it takes you to their website, and their website's all about BitClout still. So I don't know if they created a new site and rebranded for another chain, or if maybe he still has plans to bring it to DeSo once we get more users. So we'll have to wait and see. I actually heard him speaking in a Twitter Spaces room. I guess it was last week or so, talking about it. So again, Nigel's a really great guy. I kind of missed him on the platform, but maybe he'll be back. Yesterday, Team DeSo, they featured their first DeSo community member. They're doing a spotlight. I don't know if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly or however they're going to do it. And that user was Gabriel De Sante. And that, of course, you know him on DeSo as GDS. He runs the GD Virtual Galleries. They just talked about in the post what he's been doing, his past outside of DeSo. He's a celebrity and commercial published photographer who's published works in Vogue. He's taking photos of celebrities like LeBron James and Daniel Radcliffe, who's the Harry Potter actor.
We own that NFT.
Yeah, we actually own the NFT, which I believe, and which he believed, Gabriel believes, is the first ever celebrity photo NFT to be minted on DeSo. So we bought that way back when NFTs were first released, probably within the first day or two. It was to DeSo, and we still own it, and it's one of our prized possessions.
And if you want it, you can buy it for 10,000 DeSo.
10,000 DeSo, yes. Then we can maybe buy a few virtual galleries from Gabriel. Maybe a few floors in his upcoming virtual mall, which seems really awesome. Anyhow, Gabriel's awesome. What he's doing on this platform is amazing. He's one of the Octane funded developers, and his team is really just him. It's him and his wife, he said. So it's a small team, but what they're doing is really incredible.
Yeah, I can't agree more. He's such a great guy too, and he's always involved in all the community events. You see him everywhere. I mean, I saw him last night in the Entra meetup. I see him in Clubhouse every day. He's definitely somebody that's really keen on creating a good community and interacting with everybody.
Yeah, and High Key made an announcement yesterday, Brian.
Yeah, so everybody knows High Key, of course, the three brothers. And they have been known for onboarding celebrities to DeSo and then managing their accounts. Heike said, quote, "We just locked in the biggest Instagram celebrity giveaway of our careers. Huge connections are being built. Stay tuned for announcements." So we don't know what these announcements are. I assume that they're probably working on bringing some more celebrities over to DeSo. I think that they're doing a great job. They're really, I guess they're like, I'd say they're like probably some of the top ambassadors to DeSo. They're always so positive. If you meet them in real life, they're even more positive and more, I guess, high on life. I guess
Shouldn't
that's
we
why
be
they're called
celebrating
high
this?
key.
Shouldn't you be spinning your celebratory thing around?
If you want.
I mean, we might as well now that you do it for everything. That's slightly exciting.
I mean,
So yeah,
everything you
Heiki's
talked about
awesome.
was exciting. I
The
didn't spin
Heiki,
it for every story.
we could. The Heiki brothers are doing great things. They're OGs. They're here from the start, and it's great what they're doing with the celebrities and the influencers that they're bringing onto the platform. So community events today, there's actually several, and I'm kind of excited about all of them. Again, at 11 a.m. Eastern time today on Clubhouse is the DeSo Week in Review. Brian gives a week in review. He basically goes over all the news we've covered every day for the week. It can get kind of boring because Brian does go slow sometimes, but it's very informative. Especially if you missed time on DeSo this week, you can get that information. And Miss Katie Ann goes over all the clubhouse rooms and community events that took place during the week. And other people in the room tell us about what they've been doing this week on DeSo. So again, that's 11 a.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse. Definitely check it out. DeSo Chats is holding the room with Michelle Lord and Miss Katie Ann. Again, Rhubarb's going to be there. We're going to be there. Wildography, French Connector, DOZ, Clout Women Unite, GDS, Gabriel, the Team DeSo Spotlight individual this week, Conchi, and several others. There's a lot of people that go to that room. Then following that room at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse, Mucho237 is going to be dropping his Genesis NFTs, and it's going to be the drop party with Saving the Survivors, Wildography, French Connector, Miss Katie Ann, and Rhubarb. It's going to be a drop party. I love these drop parties. I love to see people getting excited about NFTs again. Kind of had that lull, but I think things are starting to pick up at least a little bit. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse. And then after that, at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Chime In, is going to be the Clara Mouse International Dance Series NFT drop party. And this is an awesome project. Definitely check it out. Clara Mouse is created by a 12-year-old girl. It's actually the daughter of DeSo user Nathan Wells. And she's actually trying to raise funds for a children's book. She plans on using Kickstarter to raise funds for that. But the Clara Mouse dance series, these are characters from her book. So it's definitely an interesting NFT project. Brian and I bought a few of the NFTs. They're actually priced very affordably. So definitely check out Clara Mouse. You could go to claramouse.nftz.zone and check those out. But definitely go to the Chime In drop party. This is an awesome project, 12-year-old girl.
Great initiative.
I think that's it. I think I said that already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great initiative, the Clara Mouse thing. Like a 12-year-old trying to raise money for doing another project, which is awesome. So I love the initiative. I also just want to give a shout out to Miss Katie Ann, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be able to stay up to date for all these community events. She compiles these lists every day. Follow her on DeSo, because if you want to know what's going on, all you have to do is go to her profile and you just see everything. So great job, Miss Katie Ann.
Yesterday, she was actually a little late in getting the list out. And by late, I mean, she didn't get it out until after we recorded our show. So I started panicking. I'm like, how am I going to find all of these events? How am I going to, how am I going to compile this list? I finally did it. There's actually a calendar. It's called, let me see what it's called. It's called DeSoCal.com, DeSoCal.com. And it allows you to add your events to the calendar in order for others to see your event. So definitely take that into consideration if you're holding a Chime In or a Clubhouse or Discord room. You can use that calendar to kind of let the community know about it. And I believe Miss Katie Ann uses this too. Sometimes she gets some that aren't on the calendar.
So she cheats then. You cheat,
no, it's
Miss
not
Katie Ann?
cheating. It's not cheating.
No, okay.
She did it way before DeSo calendar came around. Miss Katie Ann's just up to date on everything. So definitely, like Brian said, give her a follow. And I think that's all the news we have for today. We'll see you in the DeSo room at 11 a.m. Eastern time for the week in review. definitely check that out, and have a great day, everyone.